Designed by developer Rockin' Android, Hitogata Happa, also known as Gundaminium Episode 0, is a top-down shooter that is firmly entrenched within the bullet hell subgenre. While the difficulty of this subgenre is very well known, it should be noted that while the difficulty is not that different here, this is probably the best game I've ever played to introduce somebody to the bullet hell genre. Like most shooters, the story is extremely simplistic and only really serves as a catalyst for the gameplay. It involves a very technologically advanced kingdom that has apparently outlawed all scientific expansion anywhere else in the world, and two young people known as Rosa and this name, have apparently decided to stage rebellion using an army of mechanical and magical humanoids known only as dolls. The story wouldn't exactly win any Hugo Awards, but for what it is, it works just fine. The gameplay is just as you would expect for a shooter. You run from stage to stage on a vertically scrolling background and try to shoot down as many enemies as you can without getting shot down yourself. Though there are a few things that make this game particularly unique, the first of which being that you have several different characters, or dolls, to choose from. Each doll not only has their own specific and unique way of attacking, but also their own speed rating and their own power levels. And you really have to get used to this because there are a lot of situations where having one particular doll over the others would definitely be a whole lot more helpful. Each doll's speed rating is also very important because when you hold down the fire button, your doll will actually slow down to about half speed, so rapidly tapping the fire button rather than just holding it down is sometimes the better way to go. At the end of each stage, you're given the opportunity to purchase more dolls, essentially giving you more extra lives, and you can purchase up to 12 copies of a single doll. You use the gems that you accrue in each stage, which you get by defeating more enemies. And the more enemies you defeat at once, the more gems that you can acquire. It should be noted that the game is pretty short, clocking in at only 5 unique stages, one of which you will visit twice for a total of 6 levels. But the game has a surprising amount of replayability thanks to the many unlockables within it. There are 4 different unlockable dolls, 4 different unlockable modes, and also 4 different difficulty settings, each of which ramps up the game's difficulty substantially. I personally have only ever managed to beat it on easy mode because of this. Thus, you can be sure that you are definitely getting your money's worth if you decide to purchase this game. The graphics in the game are also very nice, bordering on cute-em-up style, as most of it is done in a very anime-esque way, but it is an art style that I really like. Many of the enemies are very well detailed, and a majority of the dolls also have very unique looks that fit their alternate attack patterns and personalities. The bosses, as they should be, are also very big and very imposing, often having several stages or parts that you need to destroy in order to completely defeat them, giving each boss battle a sense of epicness that really helps to drive home the fact that you are a very tiny doll with a very tiny force. Now, the backgrounds also look very nice, but they are often overshadowed by just how much is going on the screen at one time, and really, in this kind of game, you don't want to be focusing on how pretty everything looks. In the sound department, the game is great. The music is very nice for casual listeners of video game music, and bops between soothing piano ballads and some great gothic trance and electronica. I will also say that the voice acting is pretty nice, but there's very little voice acting and most of it's in Japanese, so it could be bad. I'm not really a good judge of other languages. Sound effects in this game are also very well done, but then again most of the sound effects include bullets and explosions, and bullets that explode, so there really isn't a whole lot of variety there, but for what it's worth, they do all sound pretty nice and are not going to cause you a whole lot of trauma. So with all things considered, does this game hold up? I would definitely say so. This is a great introduction if you have never played a bullet hell before, and is definitely one of the more fun games that I've reviewed. I highly recommend this to any shooter fans or just people who are curious to see what a bullet hell is like. It can be purchased on both Steam and the PlayStation Network for a paltry $6, and I give this game a glowing score of 9 magical girl dolls out of 10. My name is Goombasa, and I'll see you all next time.